You stay here all night?
Yeah, we just got done.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I forgot to put the cap back on the pin, though.
It's
gonna dry.
It's gonna dry out. That's gonna be a mess. You're gonna have to replace that. 8 a.m. here on the East Coast. Somebody didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Congrats to the Cubs. World Series champs. What a great day for Chicago.
107 years in the making. We're looking back at every single year. Okay, maybe not everyone. Good morning. Jay, Jamie, Randy, Serena, SportsCenter, AM.
And this is how the Chicago Tribune covered the Cubs' last World Series win. That was in 1908. And now there's this. Fans,
look at that.
they experienced this in Chicago Tribune. Let it rain. It actually did rain also.
It did. There was a bit of a delay last night. Fans probably still celebrating when this hit their doorstep or their inbox or their apartment complex building. Let it rain with more on what quite literally is the party of the century. Certainly for that fan base in this city, Kevin Negandhi, that knows how to party.
Randy, good morning. No doubt about it. And here are some of the guys ready to party. Aroldis Chapman coming off the bus. Joe Maddon hired 2 years ago on this date. John Lester getting his third World Series title. You see Lackey there as well. All the pitchers that played a role in this series. Jake Arrieta celebrating, outside Wrigley Field here. Kevin Negandhi joining you at SportsCenter AM continues. About an hour ago, it was a dark sky, and you just saw some lights flash quickly, flickering around inside the stadium, up in the sky. That was the players inside, I imagine, posing with the trophy, taking pictures as a team. As reality is setting in after 107 seasons, the Cubs can now say they are World Series champions. That's the perspective from the marquee outside on this side. How about the other side, Wayland Avenue? Michelle Steele, good morning.
Hey, Kevin, no more curses, no more black cats, no more lovable losers, and no more goats. Now they are a different kind of goat in Major League Baseball. The Chicago Cubs are your 2016 World Series champions, and here, right across the street from the ballpark, we saw many players, just about everybody, get off the bus about 45 minutes ago or so. And the fans here, I gotta tell you, it was like they won 108 seconds ago. The energy level just through the roof as players were coming off the bus. It was funny when the bus was first pulled up, plenty of cheers, but you couldn't see the players get off. People started yelling, "Move the bus." Players clearly heard that because they went around, Anthony Rizzo in particular, carrying the trophy, showing it off to fans who are very appreciative, even letting some fans touch the trophy, and fans responded in kind. What was interesting, when I saw players' faces as they were getting off the bus, clearly very happy, a little bleary-eyed, a little bit tired, some of them carrying their children, but Aroldis Chapman just beaming, clearly very, very happy with last night's huge win for this team. He looked like he could pitch right now even. Now, as far as the preparations go for the rest of the week, the team right now, I'm hearing, is pushing for a parade on Friday in Chicago. Whether or not that happens remains to be seen. Negotiations are still being had between the city and the team. The city would like as much time to prepare. They would like to do this on Monday, but Major League Baseball has their GM meetings next week. We will see how this all goes down. But, Kevin, I would not be surprised. And this city has seen some championships. Remember the Bulls in the 90s? The Blackhawks are a dynasty in and of themselves, and who can forget the 85 Bears? But this might be the biggest championship parade that Chicago has ever seen. You know what? A White Sox fan recently approached me. I have to give respect to the White Sox as well. Don't hate me, guys, on Twitter. That was a big championship parade, huge parade in the offing. Friday or Monday, we will find out soon which date it is, Kevin.
Michelle, thank you so much for some context as well, with the police trying to be prepared. There were no arrests made last night in Wrigleyville in this area, as police had the perimeter blocked 4 blocks around, at least minimum 4 blocks around the stadium, making sure that there were no cars coming in or going out, and that fans could be celebrating outside when the bars closed about 30 minutes after the final out in the game. Now, there was some minor damage on the streets with cars and vans and trucks, but again, no arrests lost last night because of a heavy police presence in the Chicago area, making sure everybody was safe. And of course, we'll get more information as the day continues on whether that parade will be potentially Friday or pushed to Monday here on the north side as the Chicago Cubs celebrate a World Series, the first time in 108 years. For much more we're going to have later on SportsCenter AM, we'll have reaction as well and more information coming in on what the players are doing the rest of the day. Let's go back to the studio, guys.
All right, Kev, thank you much. 8:05 Eastern. Here's how it all went down. Our top story this morning, the curse is broken. Cubs win the World Series, Game 7. Chicago, Cleveland, we start bottom 5. Cleveland down 5-1. John Lester coming in from the bullpen, as well as his personal catcher, David Ross. Jason Kipnis, grounder, barely in front of home plate. Ross had to get it, throws down the right field line. Oh, he did not mean to do that. Carlos Santana the third, Kipnis the second. Next batter, Francisco Lindor. And Lester's pitch doesn't quite make it to the catcher's glove. Bounces and, just pings off of Ross's mask, rolls away. Santana scores. Kipnis coming around all the way from second. He scores, just sneaking his hand under the tag of Lester. Cleveland down 5-3, and the comeback is on. Top 6, same score. Ross at the plate, 3 for 6 in his career against Andrew Miller. He ready to touch up Andrew Miller.
And now the 1-2 pitch on the way to Ross. Swung on, hit in the air, deep center field. Back goes Davis. Back near the track, near the wall. Davis leaping, and that ball is a home run. David Ross, in his last big league game, homers to dead center off one of the best relief pitchers in baseball, Andrew Miller. Cubs lead 6-3.
Ross, the oldest player to homer in Game 7 of a World Series. Bottom 8. Lester still in there. Jose Ramirez grounder up the middle. Addison Russell dives. Oh, no. Can't make the play. Ramirez safe for the single, and Joe Maddon says, John, thank you. I'll take it from here. Orales, you come on in. Mr. Chapman. Next batter, Brandon Guyer. Apparently happy to see Mr. Chapman. Doubles to right center on a full count. Ramirez scores. Cleveland down 6-4. They're coming back strong. Next batter, Rajai Davis. Fans on their feet. 2-2 count. 99-mile-per-hour fastball. Fouls it off. Next pitch, another fastball, 101 miles per hour. Fouls it off. Davis chokes up on the bat now, and here's what he does.
Swung on, line to deep left field. It is gone! You should see the celebration out of the Indians' third base dugout. Rajai Davis, a bullet, 2-run homer down the left field line, clearing the 19-foot wall. We are tied at 6.
They're going crazy. Look at LeBron. Everybody's pumped. Here's Davis after the game on home run.
Tied up in the 8th inning was just unbelievable, beyond my wildest dreams. It was incredible, that feeling.
Jay, the theme of this series, though, and especially this game for the Cubs, resiliency. They were determined to break this curse. Top of the 9th, game tied at 6. Jason Hayward stealing second and then getting to third on an error by the catcher, Young Gomes. For the go-ahead run now 90 feet away. Javi Baez talking to third base coach Gary Jones. It is a 3-2 count, and Baez tries to bunt, but it goes foul, so he's out on strikes. Baez frustrated. Joe Maddon not pleased. Next batter, Dexter Fowler. Fowler, the one-hopper up the middle. Francisco Lindor ranges to his left past second, fields it, throws to first for the out. He's fired up. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Chapman facing Lindor, and Lindor pops up to shallow right. So this game is going to extra innings. And after the 9th inning, that is when the rains came. Grounds crew rolling out the tarp. It was delayed only 17 minutes, but the Cubs didn't just sit around. Here's what took place.
We got everybody, all the players, down into the weight room. Jay called a meeting. He said, hey, let's come in here. I got something to say.
I walk off and I see them all gathering in that little room down below there. And they had a meeting.
I just had to remind them who they were. I just had to remind everybody who we are, who these guys are, what we were coming to get here.
He said, you know what, whatever's happened up to this point in the game, we got to forget about it. It's over.
Knowing that we love each other and, we're not just going to give up. We're not going to roll over. We made it this far, and, we're going to go out there and win this thing.
All right, so let's see how they did it. Kyle Schwarber only really playing in these American League games. 0 regular season games, 4 games in the World Series, and he comes through with a big knock, top 10, tied at 6. Albert Almora Jr. going to come on to pinch run for a guy in Schwarber whose knee is not yet healthy enough to even play left field, let alone run the bases. Chris Bryant, deep but playable to Rajai Davis. Almora Jr. alertly tagging. He takes 2. With 1 down, that looms large. Your next batter is Anthony Rizzo. So the Indians, we got to talk this over. Terry Francona, what are you going to do? You got Ben Zobrist on deck. We're going to go 4 balls to Rizzo and take our chances with the guy in Zobrist who won the World Series last year with the Royals. Bad idea, Jeans. Zobrist, left side. It's a double. 1 run is in. It's Almora Jr. Rizzo into 3rd. And that is a game-winning RBI for a guy in Zobrist who's the first player to have an extra inning game-winning RBI in a winner-take-all World Series game since Edgar Renteria for the 97 Marlins. Miguel Montero, postseason batting average on the wrong side of 100, but he comes through in a big spot there. That's through the left side. Rizzo is in, and now it's 8-6, and the Cubs dugout explodes. Aroldis Chapman, there's relief mixed in there because he was on the hook for the loss. Now he's in line for the win. They're still serving in Wrigleyville. And now Carl Edwards Jr., 48th round draft pick. Theo Epstein, the architect. Some 1908 facial hair from that fan. And you got to get Davis, who'd been so hot and so clutch and was again for the Tribe. That's into center. That plays Brandon Guyer. And now, there are 2 outs, bottom 10, but it's a 1-run game. Edwards, your night is through. Joe Maddon, I'd like the lefty. Mike Montgomery, who has 0 career saves. All he's got to do is button up Game 7 of the World Series.
It's a swing and a slow chopper toward 3rd. Here comes Bryant on to 1st, and the Cubs have won the World Series. A moment that many thought might never happen has happened here in Cleveland. For the first time in 108 years, the Chicago Cubs are World Series champions.
They sure are. And take another look at Chris Bryant, who was smiling before he let that ball go. Those fans outside Wrigley are smiling. Bill Murray, he's earned it. He's smiling. He's been the Cubs ambassador for decades. It did happen. Edwards flying the W. David Ross going out in style. He said he was going to retire, win or lose, going out at 39 years old. Champion once again. Ditto for Theo Epstein. And Chris Bryant may have just sealed up an MVP season with a kiss. There's champagne in the clubhouse, and there's champagne, a little bit of rainwater as well, post-game on the field. Afterward, Chris Singleton caught up with Joe Maddon for a special moment on the field.
Joe, it's a special night for you. You showed us the hat that your dad used to wear. He's not with us. You've got your first World Series championship.
Right there. There it is. Put it in my back pocket in the 10th inning. There you go, right there.
That's Dad's cap.
Yep.
Joe, congratulations.
These group of guys are an amazing group. They never quit. They're winners, all of them. It's a great organization, but these players are amazing players. Everybody on our bench was used tonight to win that game. Everybody. That's a huge team win.
It's something you dream of. I mean, seeing the ball coming to me, a slow roller, with a fast runner, I knew how to get rid of it quick. And then, of course, I slip and, my foot gives way. But it kind of just seems like, things were going our way this year. And this was the year. And, I feel so fortunate to be a Chicago Cub right now.
And this one about made me pass out. We've been listening to Rocky's soundtrack the last 3 games before we've got our own Italian stallion, Anthony Rizzo, that's been putting that on, and is like a heavyweight fight, man. Just blow for blow, everybody playing their heart out, and the Indians never gave up either, and you know, I can't believe we're finally standing, after 108 years, finally able to hoist the trophy.
Oh man, it's what the city of Chicago deserved and what we gave them, and the whole journey. You know, it's just there's so many emotions, and it's just I don't even think it's really sunk in yet.
The effect on so many people and generations, bringing families together, thinking of people who didn't make it, thinking of Ernie, thinking of Ronnie, thinking of, you know, Billy Williams who will be celebrating with us, and the 69 team, you know, the 84 team, the 2003 team, all these teams that were great and could have gotten it done, but just didn't have the bounces on their side. Well, now we got it done, and everyone's going to sleep happy tonight.
They're going to make movies about this game, this series, this team. Wow, Chicago. We're coming home, champs, baby, yeah!
Yeah, you are. Only took 39,465 days, but the Cubs were able to erase their 107-season World Series drought. But it wasn't as easy as some would think. Chicago becoming only the fourth team in Major League Baseball history to overcome a 3-1 deficit in the World Series by winning games 6 and 7 on the road, and the first team to do so since the 1979 Pittsburgh Pirates. That team was led by Hall of Famer Willie Stargell. The drought continues for Cleveland baseball. That's where we find Jay Crawford this morning. Good morning, buddy.
Jay Harris, good morning to you. Wow, what a run for the Chicago Cubs. 103 wins in the regular season, and now they are World Series champs. SportsCenter on the road, continuing from Cleveland. I think the mood is, or the weather rather, fits the mood in Cleveland. Rainy, wet, that's where it all went down. And the Chicago Cubs' 108-year drought is over. In fact, call Theo Epstein the curse crusher. He crushed the curse of the Bambino in Boston, ended their 86-year drought. The curse of the Billy Goat, 108 years in Chicago, that drought is over too. Wright Thompson Moore on the baseball architect with the golden touch.
Theo Epstein isn't a guy who thinks much about legacy. Truth is, he's got a hardwired contempt for people who do. Anyone who attempts great things almost always does so because they're obsessed and because they love the daily act of doing it.
He rebuilt Cubs from the ground up, and some of the moves he's made have been tremendous.
The near constant television chatter about legacy only proves the wide gulf between the critic and the man in the arena.
And the World Series is over, and the wait is over. After 86 years, the Boston Red Sox are the champions of the baseball world.
Epstein hasn't ended the 2 longest droughts in World Series history because he wants to end up in the Hall of Fame, which he absolutely will now, going down as the greatest front office leader in the history of the game. But because once he was a little boy who loved the Red Sox and the general manager disc on the first baseball computer strategy game he ever got. That love remains with him and sustains him. That's his legacy.
For the first time in 108 years, the Chicago Cubs are World Series champions.
He'll get soaked in champagne, get drunk on an airplane, and head back to Chicago. He's not thinking of Cooperstown, but of the people on that plane, his friends and his brothers in arms. As the sun rises over Chicago, he'll ride on a bus from the airport to Wrigley Field. The city will stop for a moment, and after 108 years of longing, it will feel the same joy as the grown men in that bus, all of them briefly children again.
Well, remember Theo, when he ended the drought in Boston in 2004, also won another one before leaving Boston for Chicago. Look, when you write the baseball bio for Theo Epstein, and included in it is snapping the Red Sox 87-year drought and the Cubs 107-year drought, that pretty much says it all. Pedro Gomez live this morning from Progressive Field. Pedro, when Theo went from Boston to Chicago, he brought his blueprint with him. What was that blueprint? How has he done this?
You know, when you look at what he's done in Chicago, in a lot of ways, it's so much more impressive than what he did in Boston, because in Boston, he inherited a great group, a great organization from the former general manager, Dan Duquette. But here, it was nothing but losing and losing and losing. And what he decided was, we need to have high character people in this organization. And that's why when you look at this roster, the free agents that he has brought in, guys like Ben Zobrist, John Lester, David Ross, even Jason Hayward, who did not have a great season, but gave that impassioned speech during the 17-minute rain delay last night that really galvanized this team. Those are all high character players. And at the top of that is manager Joe Maddon, somebody who is a little unorthodox, unconventional, but really galvanized that ball club and brought them all together, got them to, in his words, embrace the target. We know that there are people that are going to be coming after us, but we have the best team in baseball. He told them this back in the middle of February in Mesa, Arizona, the first day of spring training. He said, there's going to be people coming after us. We know we have a great lineup, a great rotation, everything. Embrace that. Don't shy away from it. And sure enough, Jay, we're looking, 7-8 months later, and they're the ones holding the trophy. This is something that they truly envisioned back in the middle of February, that first day of spring training in Mesa, Arizona. And here's the culmination of it all last night right here in Cleveland.
Pedro Gomez inside Progressive Field. Yeah, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win when everybody in the sport is gunning for you, and that's exactly what was the case with the Chicago Cubs back with Jess Mendoza now. And you had a chance, Game 6,
yes,
to spend a little bit of time around Theo and see what sort of makes him go. We know he's smart. We know he's driven. What else did you learn about him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a Yale grad. He's got his law degree. I mean, there's so much there, and Pedro touched on perfectly what he's done and the legacy that he will have. But when I got to sit with him for a few innings, and it was really the family guy. And we saw that in Game 7. You saw Jack on his lap.
Mm-hmm.
And what was kind of cool is I sat with his wife, his son, him, and he was kind of explaining the game to his son. And I feel like what makes him great in this generation and the relatability, especially when you look at this Cubs team, is the fact that he understands the players. I mean, he allowed them to go trick-or-treating on Halloween in the middle of the World Series. He gets the family aspect. And it's not something for show. I mean, sitting with his wife, Marie, and listening to the entire, and she was giving me the lowdown, as only a wife could, of everything that goes on behind the scenes with Theo Epstein. And I think that's probably what stands out to me the
What did
most.
you learn from that? Was there anything you learned that surprised you?
Yeah, I think what surprised me was the fact that, I think for them personally, how they kind of make the whole entire thing work so that Jack can be there, their son Andrew, to kind of navigate the entire thing, and how important he said it was to have his son sitting on his lap the entire game. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's a nervous wreck. You were a nervous wreck. I mean, he could have been sitting there biting his nails, but he's got his son, and he's explaining to him, this is what's happening. And I think that understanding and perspective is what makes him great.
Well, who better to learn baseball from than the man who ended the Red Sox and the Cubs' long droughts? What does your daddy do? Oh, my daddy works at the bank. What does your daddy do? He breaks curses. Pretty cool. Progressive Field on the morning after. Much more from Chicago and Cleveland throughout this morning SportsCenter.
We are the champions. Nah, we about to put this game in the choke. You can't stop a winner from winning, yo, it's a given. We taking it no until the end, until the final.
SportsCenter on the road is powered by Ford Escape, the unstoppable.
Is he gone? Finally. I thought he'd never leave.
Why are you texting my man at 2 a.m.?
If you want someone to leave you alone, you pretend like you're sleeping. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Taking selfies in the kitchen does not make you a model. Okay.
Simulation initiated.
Take on any galaxy with a car that could stop for you.
Simulation complete.
The new Nissan Rogue. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. In theaters December 16th.
Sometimes you can feel the indulgence of nature. Sometimes you can taste it. Sweet granola clusters, a touch of ooey-gooey almond butter, savory almonds, and a hint of salt. Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
First, they're sharp blades, then shielding lubrication and cooling. Brr. With lubrication before and after the blades. Shields and cools while you shave. Pro Shield Chill from Gillette.
All right, we're gonna take you for the tour. First floor, bun. Second floor, 2 patties. Third floor, penthouse, 6 strips of bacon, sesame seed roof. Sunset.
Try the new Bacon King with a half pound of beef and 6 strips of crispy bacon. It's truly the Bacon King, only at Burger King.
As a Marriott Rewards member, I can embrace a world full of surprising moments.
The new Marriott portfolio of hotels now has 30 brands in over 110 countries. So no matter where you go, you are here. Join or link accounts today.
I'm gonna rain on you like a thunderstorm. Do me a favor though, tomorrow get yourself a Tic Tac.
He's an animal.
One bump, one fall, and your spinal cord could sever.
How much time till you're afraid again?
There's no guarantee you'll be able to walk again.
I'm not done yet. It's that simple.
Bleed for this. Rated R.
It's time to level up, way up, with the Air Hogs Helix Sentinel drone, the new groundbreaking first-person video drone. Just strap on the FPV headset and you're in the cockpit, seeing everything your drone sees. That's because the Helix Sentinel streams live 720p HD video directly to the smart device in your headset or to multiple devices at the same time. Plus, it records video so you can share it with friends. And unlike some other drones, the Air Hogs Helix Sentinel comes with advanced built-in obstacle avoidance sensors for a crash-free flight and a barometric pressure sensor so you can fly at the perfect height. The Air Hog Helix Sentinel includes a removable exo frame, is easy to set up, and ready to fly. Comes with all this, and now, during this special TV offer, you can get free shipping when you order at GetHelixSentinel.com. Also available at Toys R Us, Amazon, and other Air Hogs retailers. Batteries and smart devices not included. You must be 18 years or older to order. From Spin Master.
This Michigan team is absolutely for real.
Jabril Peppers.
He's a special player.
Maryland, Michigan, Saturday at 3:30 on ESPN.
They've done everything that's been asked of them. They have been one of the most dominant teams in the country.
Browning, touchdown! Washington, Cal, Saturday at 10:30 on ESPN.
Yeah. Playing in New York, I want to bring something from Chicago with me.
And you say Shot City?
Why We Love Sports Today is brought to you by Windows 10. Upgrade today and do great things.
8:28 Eastern, back on SportsCenter AM. Joined now by Will Reeve for one of our favorite segments of the week, Why We Love Sports Today.
Yeah, and quite honestly, how we experience sports today is more different than it's ever been, right, Will?
Well, yeah, we've always loved sports because they're the ultimate shared experience, right? And last night's game, it would be a classic in any era. But in 2016, with the way we consume games on multiple screens, we feel the moments more deeply and see them more completely, often from the perspective of our fellow fans. Social media, it does great things to bring us closer to it all. And here's how Game 7 looked 10 seconds at a time on Snapchat.
Swung on, line to deep left field. It is gone!
We are prepared to stay here all night if we have to. We're not going anywhere right now. Tribe's about to close it out in 7. Greatest night of my life.
Hey, 10th inning, y'all. We got a chance, man. We got a chance. We got a chance.
Base hit down the left field line. The go-ahead run will score. Cubs lead 7-6.
And they are 1 out away
That's pretty cool. I've always tried to get on one of those, Snapchat stories that they're to no avail so far.
I know a guy.
Yeah. All right.
I'll put a good word in.
Okay.
Twitter was also lit last night. I was, maybe I'm classic millennial, but I was checking out, I was watching
Well, you just said lit, so yes, you are.
Well, I'm trying to be of the times, capture the zeitgeist and all that. But yeah, so I was on Twitter, and I got a kick out of our buddy Dan Levitard. While the comeback was happening in the late innings, he was tweeting about Blazers Suns halftime score, telling everyone there was other stuff to watch on TV. And we've actually got the Blazers and Suns game for you. With the Suns win, we got it first with the Cubs win. Chris Bryant making it happen. The Cubs win their first World Series. You've seen that.
Right.
Celebration begins. Everyone's going nuts. They come back from 3-1 down. Everyone knows that story. That was the story in sports. But meanwhile, a minute later, in Phoenix, or maybe it was Portland, excuse me. It's in Phoenix. But anyway, whatever happened, Eric Bledsoe did this. Dagger at the buzzer to win. There's a walk-off of the basketball variety, making everyone go nuts. I don't think anyone mentioned this on Twitter because of what was going on.
Maybe the Suns Twitter account did.
Eric's family, probably.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, it was the best thing happening. The Arizona Republic didn't even talk about the Suns win. They were talking about the Cubs. Right? They know what gets page views. It's tough times in the media industry. They got to make sure that they're talking about the top story, and that's our top, whatever that was, highlight of all kinds.
Yeah.
Curse lifted. Suns wins.
I mean, you can't blame them, right? Everyone's talking about that this morning, and we are doing the same. We will continue to doing the same. Coming up, more top moments from last night's Game 7. Plus, Michael Smith is going to join us in studio to talk about that. That is a sight the Chicago Cubs fans are not going to get tired of. World Series champions. That's the sign at Wrigley this morning.
The sub above difference is simple. Just be all sub and no substitute. 99% fat-free turkey with no additives, ever. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Wildlife rescue workers open up a lot of Dawn. Tough on grease, yet gentle. Dawn helps open something even bigger. Go to facebook.com, Dawn Saves Wildlife.
When it's dark at night and it's hard to see, there's never a light where it's supposed to be. And installing a light by the steps or door can be quite a chore. But not anymore. Introducing Everbright, the new wireless solar-powered light that turns on at night. Everbright shines an attractive low-level light from dusk to dawn, and the built-in motion sensor turns up the light as you approach, then automatically dims it when you walk away. This state-of-the-art sensor detects movement from up to 12 feet away. And Everbright is solar-powered, so there are no bills to pay. This new solar cell technology charges the lithium-ion battery during the day, then keeps Everbright lit for up to 12 hours at night. Look, just peel and stick. Everbright's construction-grade adhesive mounts in seconds to virtually any surface. Brick and stucco, shingles and siding, and more. No wires, no tools. Now you can put a light wherever you like. Go from this to this with Everbright. Hang it over the door so you see your way in. Brighten up that dark walkway or path. Or light up those steps so you're safe and secure. Great for the garage, super on a shed. The heavy-grade construction is durable and waterproof, and the super bright LED bulbs last a lifetime. Everbright shines bright when you approach and dims when you walk away. Get the incredible Everbright today for only $12.99. But wait, call right now and you can double your order. Just pay additional processing and handling. That's 2 Everbrights for $12.99. Everbright, the ultimate wireless outdoor light. Call now.
to order Everbright. Call 1-800-314-6097 or go online to buyeverbright.com. Call 1-800-314-6097 or go online to buyeverbright.com. Order now.
The sub above difference is roast beef. Not just any roast beef, trimmed, tied, and slow roasted in-house roast beef. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Attention sleep apnea sufferers. If you use CPAP therapy and have private insurance or a Medicare replacement plan, AmeriCare CPAP may be able to help you get your CPAP supplies at little or no cost to you and free shipping.
Call 800-997-9210.
This is a legal alert for women diagnosed with ovarian cancer. If you used Johnson's baby powder, shower to shower, or another talcum powder product, you may have a case.
Call 1-800-530-9614. That's 1-800-530-9614.
Are you a Christian author with a book ready to share with the world but need a publisher? We'll place your book for sale at all major mainstream booksellers, offering it to millions. We do it all.
Call for your free author submission kit at 800-622-1421.
I'm really into this car, but how do I know if I'm getting a good deal? I tell TrueCar my zip and which car I want, and TrueCar shows the range of prices people in my area actually paid for the same car, so I know if I'm getting a great price. This is how car buying was always meant to be. This is TrueCar.
2 down. Cubs lead by a run. Tying run at first. Martinez at the plate. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it and throw to Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. The Cubs come pouring out of the dugout, jumping up and down like a bunch of delirious 10-year-olds. The longest drought in the history of American sports is over, and the celebration begins.
It is going to take some getting used to. Cubs, World Series champion.
Not for me. I called it when they were down 3-1, so I'm used to it already.
I'll give you some credit, too. You called Corey Kluber getting knocked around a little bit yesterday.
I did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Baseball gods made us all wait, though, last night.
A lot. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, up and down, back and forth. You're winning, you're not winning. Here's some rain. It was excruciating.
Yeah, that rain delay, that was the end of me. I really tried to stay up, but then it was just enough of breaking the action for me to lose that battle with my eyelids. So I woke up about 2 minutes after they won.
Yeah. So she lost the battle, the Cubs did not, and we are reliving the magic through some of our top moments from Game 7.
Yeah, let's start with where it all began, and a lot of people forgetting about this. How about our top leadoff home run? I see you, Dexter Fowler. Corey Kluber starting the game. Unhittable, right? He won Game 1. He won Game 4. Would he win Game 7? Dexter Fowler says not so much.
The 2-1 to Fowler, and a swing and a high fly ball to center field. Rajai Davis is back. He is at the wall. He jumps, and it's gone. Fowler with a leadoff home run. And the Cubs have a 1-0 lead.
And how about Anthony Rizzo? He's going to tell Fowler, we needed that. We needed that. He's the first player to lead off a winner-take-all World Series game with a home run. Never been done before, and now it has. He's the third center fielder with a home run in a World Series Game 7. The other two, Reggie Jackson and Mickey Mantle. How about that?
Hey, that's not bad.
It's like we drew it up. No, I'm playing. Yeah, you did. No, you know, they say you go, we go. So I just try to get out and get on base, and got a good pitch to hit, and it happened to go.
Yeah, it went all right. What a moment for Fowler. What a game for the Cubs. And what a party that's going to be in Chicago.
A big party. Lots of emotions from last night from players and managers alike. But Grandpa Rossi tried to keep Anthony Rizzo's emotions in check. This is my top emotion.
I can't control myself right now. I'm trying my best.
It's understandably so, buddy.
I'm emotional.
I hear you.
I'm an emotional wreck.
It's only going to get worse. Just continue to breathe. That's all you can do, buddy. That's all you can do. It's only going to get worse.
I'm in a glass case of emotions right now.
Yeah. Wait till the ninth with this 3-run lead.
It's pretty impressive that you have like the youngster, and then you got, you know, David Ross, who ended up keeping it together, hitting the home run for
I
his
don't
team.
think David Ross even like caught the Anchorman reference there at all.
Probably not.
Yeah, totally
Probably not. He let it go.
He's like, it's only gonna get worse.
Yeah.
A top wild pitch, bottom 5, John Lester on the mound, runners on second and third with 2 outs. Lester short hops the pitch. It hits off catcher David Ross's helmet and then ricochets towards the Cubs dugout. So Carlos Santana scores easily. Kipnis gonna beat the throw to the plate as well. That was only the 3rd time in history that 2 runs have scored on a wild pitch during a World Series game. The first time since 1911, almost as long as the Cubs' last World Series title. That is our top wild pitch, and so many highs and lows and swings and emotions in this game. But yeah, that was a moment you kind of forgot about a little bit with everything that happened late in this game, Jay.
Yeah, low for the Cubs, and here's high for the Cubs. Top final home run, up 5-3. David Ross at the dish facing Andrew Miller.
Ross flies one into center, sends Davis back at the wall, and it is gone! The 39-year-old in his final game, David Ross, has made it 6-3.
And becomes the oldest player in history to hit a home run in the World Series Game 7. And he's like, yeah. Doesn't even flash a smile. But look at the reaction. They're smiling for him. Miller can't believe it. Dugout is going crazy. Bullpen watching it. Here it comes. Here it goes. Here, all right. Let's do this. Yes, yes! Carrying Ross off the field, a game, a moment he will never, ever forget.
Here's a moment we'll never, ever forget. It was our top moment. It's the end right here, bottom 10. Cubs 1 out away from ending their curse. Chris Bryant for the final out. The celebration is on. The hugs begin. Theo Epstein, Joe Maddon, the dog pile. Take another look at this final out. Chris Bryant smiling even before he threw that ball. He was like, oh gosh, we won. That's it. It's over. They break it. No more goats. Kiss that baseball.
What a great moment.
He's got the one from the NLCS, too.
Rizzo holding on to that guy.
Right, hanging on to that.
That was a good moment, and here's our top retirement. Good old Grandpa Rossi. So it's David Ross, after playing his final game of his career, sent out this tweet. Look what the boys got me for my retirement.
Love it.
That is
very thoughtful.
That is a very nice retirement.
That was so kind of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about that? I mean, your last game, you go out with a title and a home run. How cool is that?
In 2 amazing baseball cities. Like, to take nothing away from the other 28 teams, I mean, to do it in Boston and now Chicago. I know it wasn't a part of the breaking the streak or the skid rather in Boston, but now in Chicago. You can't draw it up any better.
Nope.
It's Hollywood stuff.
Yep.
It is. It is a movie script. Coming up tonight, we've got some college football on tap, and then we've got SportsCenter at night. Stan and Neil, they'll have Falcons, Bucks highlights, and college football, NBA, NHL, NFL news as well. Everything else from the night and sports. It is after college football on ESPN. Also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. And then coming up on Friday, our next ESPN NBA doubleheader has Derrick Rose back in Chicago. It's going to be a party all weekend and for a while, leading the Knicks against Dwayne Wade and the Bulls. And then it's KD, Steph, and the Warriors in LA to take on the Lakers. Our coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 7, also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. It is 8:44 on the East Coast right now. Coming up next, Michael Smith going to join us live in studio. I can hear him.
First, they're sharp blades, then shielding lubrication and cooling. Brrr. With lubrication before and after the blades. Shields and cools while you shave. Pro Shield Chill from Gillette.
How's it going? I want being followed.
Critics everywhere are blown away by Jack Reacher.
What else have you heard?
Rolling Stone raves. Tom Cruise is a force of nature. It's relentlessly entertaining.
You might want to use this one.
Jack Reacher. Rated PG-13.
Wouldn't you rather have a big DQ chicken strip basket instead of those little nuggets?
Wow, that's a big meal.
You got a big appetite.
Hey, I'm a big man.
You are big.
I'm big enough to lift this man.
You don't have to do that.
Yes, we do.
Go big with the DQ chicken strip basket. Now just $4.99.
Remember 2007? Smartphones? OMG. 10 years later, nothing's really changed. It's time to snap out of it.
Hello, Moto.
Snap on a JBL speaker, a projector, a camera that actually zooms. It's a phone you could change again and again and again.
Hello, Moto.
Get excited, world. Moto is here. The new Moto Z with Moto mods. Buy one Moto Z Droid, get one free. Okay, anyone like coming in first place in everything that matters? Introducing the all-new 2017 Ford Super Duty, the only high-strength, military-grade, aluminum alloy body, heavy-duty pickup. It takes first place in every measure of tough. Best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, best-in-class horsepower, and best-in-class torque. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. This is the next level. This is the all-new Ford Super Duty.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and you're talking to your doctor about your medication, this is Humira. This is Humira helping to relieve my pain and protect my joints from further damage. This is Humira helping me go further. Humira works for many adults. It targets and helps to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms. Humira has been clinically studied for over 18 years.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB. Hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Ready for a new chapter? Talk to your rheumatologist. This is Humira at work.
They've done everything that's been asked of them. They have been one of the most dominant teams in the country.
Browning, touchdown!
Washington, Cal, Saturday at 10:30 on ESPN.
This R2 unit must be delivered to the rebellion.
Come on, R2.
Welcome to the rebellion. This is for you.
Duracell and Children's Miracle Network hospitals are powering imaginations everywhere.
So, I learned in science class that the Earth orbits the sun, which gives us 4 different seasons. But our garage contains all the seasons at once, making it impossible to get to summer.
Not impossible. I have a plan.
Beach day! Looks like beach day's actually gonna end up at the beach.
Space for your world. Clean, well-lit, and conveniently accessible. Click, call, or come by, and your first month's rent is just $1. Public Storage.
We are the champions. Nah, we about to put this game in the chalk. You can't stop a winner from winning, yo, it's a given. We taking it low, sweating.
Joining us now, one of the hosts of His and Hers, Michael Smith. All right, Cubs snapping more than a century-long drought. Did it in extra innings.
I'm so glad you said drought. Thank you. Thank you for saying drought, not curse.
Okay.
I appreciate it. I dressed in black for the death and the burial of the concept of curses. Oh, is that a curse? You just weren't good enough, or you didn't play well enough. It's not a curse, because a curse would imply that some supernatural force helped them last night. No, they were just really good. They were just really good this season.
That rain
Stop
delay,
with the curses.
Rain delay came at a good time, though.
I understand.
There were goats involved. I mean,
you know,
it could have been a curse.
It's a curse until you break it. Well, how we break it? We were really good. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, what was the hex that countered the curse?
We were blessed.
You know, exactly. Yeah, you're blessed and highly favored. That's what we say where I'm from. Anyway, what y'all want to talk about?
You're not a Cubs fan, but you said
I am actually.
You are.
Well, not. You know, I am and I'm not.
Okay.
Okay. Let me clarify. I have a connection to the Cubs. I didn't grow up in Chicago, obviously. Didn't go to Northwestern and that kind of stuff. So I'm not Wilbon or Cassidy or Greenberg, none of these people. But growing up in New Orleans, we didn't have a Major League Baseball team, obviously. We had a AAA team for a while. We had the Astros AAA affiliate, the Zephyrs for a long time. But growing up, I watched a lot of WGN in syndication with my late grandfather, with my father. Their favorite team was the Cubs. The Cubs is why I fell in love with baseball. And even from a pop culture standpoint, one of my favorite movies was Brewster's Millions, man. Montgomery Brewster, last shirt on his back was a Cubs jersey. You know what I mean? Hackensack Bulls went to that Cubs jersey when he had to pay all the money back, when he blew the $300 million. And then, $30 million. He got 300 with the inheritance.
Yes, he did.
And then, who didn't want to be Marty McFly? I bust my whole face on a skateboard trying to be Marty McFly in Back to the Future, you know? So, like, the Cubs always had this connection with it. Exactly, exactly. Always had, hey, better, swing, better. I always had a connection with them.
I think a lot of people do.
Right,
you know?
they're just
or
so
at least
American.
feel for them.
Yes, they're not America's team or so much as America's tease up until this point, and here we are.
I like that, America's tease. So, okay,
That's why they pay him the big bucks,
on the other side, on the other side of that, how upset should Cleveland fans be? Because they won that title back in June, the Cavs did, but the Tribe have been going on a drought of their own, not a curse.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
My mic was about to fall. I didn't want to have this TV disaster. It really stinks that it had to be at the expense of the Indians, you know. But this couldn't have happened any other way. I couldn't imagine discussing the alternative of another Cubs-less season. I was actually rooting for Cleveland because I wanted to see them have another nice thing, not just one championship. I think, as Draymond Green was excited to point out, as others have pointed out, the city of Cleveland probably can't make any more 3-1 jokes, but the Cavs still can. In NBA conversations, the Cavs are it's more than acceptable for the Cavs to continue trolling the Warriors.
All right, let's go to another topic. Tonight, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant meeting for the first time on opposite sides. After last night's game against the Clippers, Westbrook got a little chippy. Listen.
What speculation?
Other team was ready to perform.
Who said that?
In other
That's where you went wrong.
Well, in other words, you lose one of the best players in the NBA. Reload with some other guys, but the sense was you'd fall off a little bit.
And who said that?
A lot of folks, I would say.
That's where they went wrong.
You be careful coming up to Russell with stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
Who's more motivated tonight, Russ or KD?
Come on now. And it's not even because of what happened. I was talking about this with our producers this morning. Like, you can't, people say there's no such thing as 110%. It's a figure of speech, right? But let's just operate on the premise that you can give 100%, maximum effort, as Deadpool would say, right? Russell Westbrook is 100% every single night. It doesn't matter who he's facing, under what circumstances. Russell Westbrook is playing the same now as he did when Durant was on the court or injured in Oklahoma City. Doesn't matter. He only knows one way to approach the game. That's why Russell Westbrook, I'm not ashamed of saying this, I've said it for a while, it's implicit in my commentary. He is my favorite active player because every possession he acts as though somebody tried to steal his bike. Every single possession. It's like it's a fight every single time. So by default, it's Russell Westbrook. I mean, Durant's the one who made the decision. He's gone out of his way to say he has no beef. Westbrook has beef with everybody that doesn't wear his uniform.
All right, quickly before we let you go, we got to point out you got some props for your latest sketch that you did this week. Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Validating what you guys did. How cool is that?
Nice pun, Ice Cube, cool.
Yeah.
Jamel. I mean, look,
so
it's,
good.
we talk about baseball a lot today. Allow me to say that we're batting 1,000. Like, all of our spoofs have gone over well, and we had Arsenio Hall loved coming to America. We got a chance to show it to him in person. Curtis Blow, we talked to him on the phone after basketball. And for Ice Cube to retweet the Open, this was just the Open to the Halloween show. We did the whole show in character as Boys in the Hood. I was Trey Styles, working at the Fox Hills Mall, got a discount on clothes if you like them. Jamel was obviously Ice Cube, and for him to say this is awesome, I mean, what more can you ask for, So, yeah, it was a good day. Let's put it that way.
I like that.
In this segment, Boys in the Hood, Brewster's Millions.
Ferris Bueller.
Deadpool. That's what it was.
It's just
we got all of that.
I got weird. I can't do much else. I don't have many talent.
In less than 5 minutes, we wouldn't ask.
I think we had a couple other ones.
I do it for 60 minutes every day.
You're blessed. His and hers.
Not cursed.
Coming up.
No curses.
And highly favored.
One half of his and hers.
When is God good? All the time.
All the time.
Thank you, sir. 5 minutes to the top of the hour.
Somebody pass the plate.
Playing in New York, I want to bring something from Chicago with me.
And you say Shot City.
Sometimes you can feel the indulgence of nature. Sometimes you can taste it. Sweet granola clusters, a touch of ooey gooey almond butter, savory almonds, and a hint of salt. Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
Simulation initiated.
Take on any galaxy with a car that could stop for you.
Simulation complete.
The new Nissan Rogue. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. In theaters December 16th.
From Academy Award-winning director Mel Gibson.
While everybody else is taking life, I'm gonna be saving it.
Hacksaw Ridge is an inspiring story of a true American hero. Don't miss this powerful cinematic masterpiece.
Go get you out.
Hacksaw Ridge, rated R, starts tonight.
Wildlife rescue workers open up a lot of Dawn. Tough on grease, yet gentle. Dawn helps open something even bigger. Go to facebook.com, Dawn Saves Wildlife.
I come inside Burger King, they say, you know, we have a 2 for $10, and I'm like, what? I could get my brother some too.
Michi, you want a Whopper? Yeah, he wants one. Get 2 100% beef Whopper sandwiches, 2 fries, and 2 drinks now for just $10. It's the 2 for $10 Whopper meal, only at Burger King.
Football season is here.
Yeah, it is, and make sure your favorite ESPN host is front and center.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Saturday comes before Sunday. Set college football as your top priority.
Fantasy football's where it's at, fellas, and I got a fantasy come true for you, my friend, watching me live.
Guys, I just added ESPN to my favorite channels on PlayStation Vue. I can watch you all.
You like them better than me, don't you?
No, I love you all.
All right.
PlayStation.
Unleash your refreshing citrus kick. Do the do.
People say I'm scary. Whoa! I say scary is finding out your cable bill just doubled to over $100 a month.
Say goodbye to the way TV used to be. Introducing Sling TV. Instantly stream over 25 channels, including the most popular live sports and shows, for just $20 a month.
Stop paying too much for TV.
Take back TV and save. Go to slingtv.com and watch now for 7 days free.
For over 100 years, the single blade razor was the best way to shave. Then big razor companies added more and more blades so they could charge you more money. The fact is, one blade is all you need. Even professional barbers still use a single blade. That's why I use the Micro Touch One. It won't gunk up like multi-blade razors because it opens up with a single twist and rinses clean. The Micro Touch One is crafted like a precision machine for a comfortable and perfectly smooth shave every time. Available at these fine stores.
College basketball is back. At 7, Arizona takes on Michigan State. Then Indiana faces Kansas. Showtime! The State Farm Armed Forces Classic tips Friday, November 11th at 7 on ESPN.
Hi, I'm Ty Pennington. Guaranteed Rate has helped over 500,000 happy customers get a low mortgage rate. And every day, we help more, and more, and more. But the most important customer of all is you. Just call us or visit rate.com right now to see if Guaranteed Rate can help you save money with a lower mortgage payment. With Guaranteed Rate's digital mortgage, you can choose from today's lowest rates, check your free credit scores, and even get approved online. All in just minutes at no cost to you. Or just call us, and one of our home loan experts will help you find a low rate. Guaranteed Rate is a top 10 national lender with a 95% customer satisfaction rating.
The entire process with Guaranteed Rate was so fast and easy, it was unbelievable.
Just click or call to see how Guaranteed Rate can help you buy or refinance your home. Call 1-888-535-0004 or visit rate.com.
Is shuffling his papers as we get ready for college football on Saturday on ESPN. We got Michigan and Maryland at 3:30, then at 10:30 Eastern. You've got Pac-12 action, 5th-ranked Washington visiting Cal. Both games are on ESPN, and wherever you are, you can see them live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. You can also watch SportsCenter all day long on the ESPN app as well. Everyone's getting their papers together. 9 a.m. here on the East Coast. SportsCenter AM continues with Serena, Randy, Jay. I'm Jamie.
107 years in the making. Chicago Cubs, world champions.
actor and lifelong Cubs fan, Vince Vaughn.
That's all it said. That's all it said. I was teeing you up. That's
Thank you. I was like, and we have Vince Vaughn. Don't miss his reaction to the Cubs winning the World Series.
Do not miss that. This is what you need to hear to start your morning. The Cubs winning their first World Series since 1908.
The sports universe is revolving around the Cubs and Indians.
Bring on Game 7. Tonight, all bets are off. Last game of the year could be the best of times or the worst of times.
The momentum will start when the game starts in a new direction, hopefully ours.
This is Corey Kluber having a historic postseason.
Kluber's pitch, swung on, back, track, wall, it's gone.
Would you believe a leadoff home run by Dexter Fowler?
The Cubs looking to reclaim the lead, and the pitch from Kluber.